What is up, y'all? It's me, Tasha C, and in this particular video, y'all, I will be reviewing Real Housewife Atlanta. Was the season 6, episode 11, right? If it's not correct, y'all, I'll put it. I think it's 11. Whatever. Okay, we ain't nowhere even halfway near the thing, y'all. What's it? What's it gonna be here to like May? Well, I'm gonna go as usual. I'm random. Just let y'all know, profanity will be used this video. If y'all new, thank you to my old new subscribers. Thank you, I appreciate y'all. Thank you for all the love, support, sharing, liking, commenting. All the YouTubers that share and support. I mean, buddies, YouTube buddies I have. Just thank you all. I appreciate it. I'm always going to thank you, thank you, thank you. And I'll get this announcement out this way. If I was gonna by January 26th, and y'all have a YouTube channel, and you want me to say, I recently did a video for YouTube of shouting out some YouTubers, so I'm planning on doing a couple more of them in the future, just spreading them out. But I was gonna do one by either later this month or the beginning of next month. I ain't got no specific date. So like I said, if you're a YouTuber, you have a channel, just let me know in the comments below, and I'll make sure to shout you out in the next video. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. You can't get it January 26th. I ain't gonna be like, or if you get a little after that, it's no big deal. I ain't gonna sit here like, you're not gonna put it. It's like I said, I may not do it until sometime. It'll be definitely next month. I'm just not gonna sit here and give the date and then some, life happens. Okay, again with my rant. Like I said, get ready. We'll be prepared to use this video. I'm random, and unless it's scandal, usually I don't take notes, so bear with me, because I'm probably going to get 1 or 2 scenes and remember the next one. Okay, y'all, let's get it started. Now, I wish I could say next on Kenya, but Kenya has made sure that she has put herself in the episode. So let's get started with her. Now, I feel like there's a possibility the reason why the dad was brought up all of a sudden, this season. Now, there can be a chance that Kenya is trying to cope with her circumstances. Then at the same time, you have to look at it as this is Kenya, and she's also trying to get the dad on to get more sympathy for the audience. Not to say, like I said, like Kenya's just that heartless or whatever, that people should have sympathy for her for some of the struggles that she's still dealing with. But like I said, I keep saying before, she originally went to school for psychology, and just because you go to school for psychology, whether she has a degree or not or whatever, people who, they are professionals or, whatever, who still get help. So the issues that she's having, she has a dad, but like I said, maybe she was also trying to point also that, I'm kind of this way, or maybe may push off people the wrong way a lot of times because I happen to be, it's in my blood, you know what I mean? So what I'm saying is that her dad, as soon as she picks him up, yeah, cowboy boots and all. I shouldn't be talking. My dad even got a pair of cowboy boots. I'm just saying. He comes in there, and before she even says hello, he comes in her car or whatever luxury rent-a-car line that she might be renting for this particular season. You never know. He comes in there, and the first thing he does is criticize this girl's feet. They ashy. Everything else look like a couple corners on her feet. Whatever. Is that a six toe on your left foot? That's pretty much how bad it was. I mean, the whole trip he was just kind of pretty much criticizing her, because she hasn't seen them ever since she moved down to Atlanta, and I guess he's trying to see what she's going to do, or whatever the case is. And as soon as even she got into the house, he's sitting there, oh, you choose, I don't like how it reports, you look this, and that, and every time she kept a truck, she's like, here's the, I don't need to talk, what is this, real estate, blah, 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 blah. So it's kind of like, for a second, you're like, oh my gosh, okay. It may explain some, some stuff going on. And then, so she decided to ask her dad, because her parents were really young, and it turned out his grandma and her mom ended up raising her, because her mom, for whatever reason, she's still trying to find the question. Obviously, her mom, is one of those people. You do have people who are able to be parents as far as biological wise, but they don't want to be parents. And apparently, for whatever sad reason, her mother does not. Dad was 16. I don't know if the mother's around the same age, but I don't know when he moved to Texas or wherever the case was, but that's originally where he's from. He might move back. We don't know all that story background. But, he just saying, like, let it go. I don't want to get you hurt. Just move on from the fact of that. But in her way to move on, like I said, she may have to see somebody, talk to some other people about it, because her dad is trying to, like he said, shelter for him. Now everything else is up to grass because he damn sure go her self-esteem, I swear, probably was down into the earth's core by the time he got through with her. Okay, because who knows how much they edited the way he was criticizing her, but that's the only part that would be spared was like big girl, sweetheart, we're gonna let that go now. Let that go. So, anyways, later on in the episode with her, well, I mean, this wasn't the beginning scene, but I just was trying to get her out the way. Then I'll bring back up again the last final scene. I don't even laugh at y'all, but y'all hear what I'm laughing, stuff like that later on. So, anyways, y'all. Oh, sorry about that. She ends up having Nene and Cynthia, and they had this around the same time. Where also Porsha was being visited by Phaedra, Mr. President. Really, his name is Dylon because she actually Dylon or Dylan, and she said in the first episode, the Slipper said it before they just started changing the name to the President or whatever as his nickname, And Candy visit Porsha at her place. So Candy, I guess she's one of those people who tries to be a jokester and it doesn't go right. And a lot of things she tries to do doesn't go right when she tries to, like, especially like the joking or trying to get stuff. It's just some stuff. It's just like, oh no, girl, stop. So she up here with this painting outfit, like to cover, the plastic or whatever material they wear, like some type of whole jumpsuit, like a painted jumpsuit. And then she's coming. Then I first, I don't know why, but I thought maybe she was wearing it when Nene got there because she thought that maybe. I thought maybe she was so-called pretending to cook and stuff like that, and I thought she was trying to maybe avoid anything getting on her clothes, but she was telling them they're gonna paint the house and stuff like that, whatever. But she decides again to throw shade at Candy because let's be for real, all them booty videos and all them Oscar-winning performances still can't top the fact Candy or even Phaedra for that matter. We're obviously a part of her. But what I'm gathering wants to be where they at, even financial wise, even if it don't be for man wise. But it's like, okay, you keep taking jabs at them every 2, 3, 4 seconds or whatever, and whatever. So she all talking about Nene about about the Chitlin Circuit thing, calling her Candy's play Chitlin Circuit. How the heck do you know it's a Chitlin Circuit? I mean, what was the last thing? Like I said, she's talking a lot of stuff, and even though her movies, not to diss anybody, go straight to DVD or Netflix or whatever movies and stuff like that, but the way she's talking is if she's been in Golden Globe performances, the Academy Awards win. I'm just saying the way she's sitting here talking about the Chitlin Circuit, and talking about she can, but she did make an interesting point is how Nene was trying to avoid, sitting up here not wanting to go to perform because you need to come out she's all booked or whatever, and but Kelly, I like to say, like I said the last time, Kelly Price booked and just booked that she cannot do anything, you know what I mean? And even Kelly, like I said, it was the time I agree with King, but like I said, she's up here bringing up about Candy's play and all this stuff, and Nene, is trying to avoid there because, like I say, Nene is just booked. But yeah, Kenya was right. Like we already know that New Normal was at that time canceled. Now, she didn't blame and agree, but we all knew around that time that I heard she's got some more stuff coming on, but around that time she wasn't. It just, let's be for real, she didn't want to go because she has this problem with Candy. Okay, so that's that, or she thinks she's above. Yeah, let's be for real. Nene has this above beyond. I have arrived. And then you have to part as far as around this time was going because you talking about you ride a Howling Ridge bitch. Now, she's still in good standing, but she departed that quickly, less than a damn season later when New Normal got canceled and Glee. Did they start filming Glee already? But I'm just saying, 2 paychecks is always better than 1. Especially, I'm just saying, if 2 paychecks increase your income, it's thumbs up, okay? So, we have, like I said, they were talking about that little mess, whatever case was, and then also around Kenya's dad. I think, she doesn't like him smoking cigars or something like that, or he has on the table. And, the Kenya's dad, of course, decided to say, like, a woman shouldn't tell a man what to do, one of them things. But, Nene was like, oh, no, I know you're glad you didn't mean it. Woo! And then she has to make a point about how Kenya doesn't look like her dad. And whatever. I don't know. I just find it kind of awkward that she decided to say that. Consider. Okay, never mind. I'm not going to say about consider with her situation with the dad. I'm not trying to put her on blast or anything, or talk about her with her situation. But it just was, I don't know. But let's just be real. Point Nene and when Kenya getting these confessionals, they are throwing shade or attempting to throw shade, okay? So I don't know, but like I said, you could darn sure tell the kid, you know, Kenny, my man, look exactly a lot like her mom, or look like her mom's side, and then she just has her dad's person personality for what we see somewhat, okay? So, but like I said, Nene, you know how she is, she's arrived and everything else. You know, you gotta give her credit as far as like she has been able to achieve like a serious being a reality show, but still, you know, stay humble. Just stay humble, because you know it can be all be taken away, okay? Just like what whoever where MC Hammer was one time, and then we ain't gotta go in that story, but you know what I mean. So, later on, we will go fast forward. We got Phaedra in the beginning episode, and Candy up there feeding her dogs, you know, the salt vinegar chips and all this stuff. And they up there talking about, because, you know, Phaedra went over her house to talk about the trip to Atkins. And of course, Candy felt some type of way about the fact that, you know, okay, y'all couldn't stand each other, but yet y'all go on trips and stuff, okay. And, you know, Phaedra felt like, you know, it was a lie about whatever Monique said was silent. Why? I just felt that she sat there, checked them about this stuff. You told me one thing, and it turned out they saying this is blah blah blah. And Chuck, you know, proving that he's the true dickhead that he was, and I also want to see Camel Time. And like I said, I did notice, like, coincidence, they are obviously both trying to be thirsty, or since Nene had brought them on, and the first time they came with her, she embarrassed Phaedra by trying to say, like, she's the head doctor and everything else. And, like, you know, like I said, you know, some people could say, like, she could have been the same thing, and no, people just keep their mouth closed when she was a strip club. Not to say that she is one of those type of people, but it's just like, sweetie, it's just stop. You know, that's why I think they've got brought on this opportunity for them to get on the hopefully on the show in season 7, and both of them be holding peaches. And then Nene also wanted to get revenge on Phaedra with half sister stuff. So, you got that situation. But, you know, of course, Phaedra had to let us know, you know, you got a husband, Paula Sheen checking with him, and they both call him little, or you know how that thing is. Some people want. He could be little, he could be not, but you know, it's just one of the ways they, you know, stab about, you know, you get bitter with somebody. The first thing sometimes some women, not all, some women do is they talk about a man's penis size, even if they're not, you know, that small. I don't know how he is, but, but I can't say this. He made himself look this small as opposed of, you know, is his people liking his ass, because there's very little, if any, people liking his ass ever since last week about Chuck's fucking ass. So, we got a scene with Porsha. She's meeting with her lawyer. They're supposed to do, I think it was a mediation meeting, and there's no prenup, so her and Cordell are still supposed to side, you know, or going to court about this, and she wanted she to use the journey. So the lawyer's basically telling her, like, look here, look fabulous, everything. You look like you can take care of yourself very well, and probably take care of me and my, you know, a couple of my family members, okay? So they're not gonna have sympathy or think like you're supposed to get so much more than what you think you're supposed to get. But Porsha's saying like this here, I don't want $2 million, but I mean, she said she had a job and she quit her job to be, you know, having a trophy wife status, take care of him, and, you know, as far as being a wife and take care of his son. So that's just a quick little scene. Then fast forward with Porsha, and you got Candy. Like I said, Phaedra's babies, it was her, and they were just you know, really what they were talking about really was about how she moved way out because it's pirate preschool, and of course, you know, Phaedra's like thinking like, okay, do the finances and stuff, how it doesn't make any sense for her to be moving out there because probably how much it costs. She's by herself. Why did she be all this goddamn space? And she's by herself. And Coco Chanel, you know, even with just those, it's just two little darn dogs. So do they really need that much space? As far, I mean, is it all for them too? So, what I'm saying is that, she simply was, you know, saying, you know, she moved in the same neighborhood. I forgot to mention last episode. In the same neighborhood, I think this Nene is. And she hasn't told Nene yet because she wants, you know, to surprise her, supposedly, you know, that she moved in the neighborhood. And, you know, they just cut that scene. So, here's where we go to the part where I keep saying majority, because it's the name majority, it's spelled like that. And that's why we call her Majority, but her name is Malorie. Whatever it is 0 bucks given, and I see that she's pretty much a troublemaker. Now, of course, she is still stuck at Cynthia's house, and she has all these bracelets and stuff on the table because she also has a jewelry line. Well, y'all, side note, okay, my niece and I supposedly had a jewelry line in early 2000, like then in 2011, then in 2012. When basketball wide stuff was popular, because I was doing that stuff as a hobby. And occasionally I learned how to do stretch, tie a knot twice, put the glue in the middle, ta-da, you got yourself a bracelet. I still occasionally do that, okay? And do the little, put stones on earrings and stuff like that. I know how to do that. What she's doing, is stuff. I'm thinking like she's doing some stuff where it take more harder things to, but most of the bracelets for what they shown was stuff like, I can do that. I'm like, I do that actually occasionally, like I said, as a hobby. So, to try to get a view, bringing it up, I just watched your video. It's like, okay, they're just some bracelets with some beads on the bracelet, and ain't nothing new. Everybody know how to do that. And that's pretty much true. Like I said, I was just like, wow, I guess they don't have time to do it or something. But I'm just saying, she has her own line. Not to say you can't knock the hustle, but I'm just like, okay, there's a lot of people who know how to do that stuff. And, it's just, to each his own. She still get those coins, whatever cases. But it's amazing how she has nerves audacity to expect Cynthia to support her, but yet she's actually sabotaging and is getting troublemaker. Now, she claimed like her marriage is all fabulous and shit, whatever. But in the same time, if it's you so happy about it, even say your husband, sometimes y'all separate a couple months apart from each other, then why are you so much in Cynthia's business? Now, Peter, true enough, is an asshole, but I think even if they didn't have any problems, she still will find some way to try to start shit, because she appears to be a miserable person. So, like I said, her and Cynthia were talking a little bit, and she was just asking her, like, what's going on, or whatever the case is, and Cynthia just said, like, we had, like, a fight, and I think I took it too far, and blah, blah, blah. Just general information recently about the fight. Obviously, she was in the house, but, So, make a long story short, when we got all, like I said, minutes later, here comes Peter. Peter comes in here, and Malorie, with her troublemaking ass, decides, you've been basically like, oh, you've been acting funny to me and stuff like that. And I was wondering, if it has something to do with me. And Peter was like, it don't have nothing to do with you. We have other stuff going on. And this bitch, you call us a freak. You just say that. I'm sorry, I missed it so much when you say this bitch. But this troublemaking miserable ass, and did y'all notice? Cynthia was trying to help her, not only because she loves to help our women entrepreneurs, but I want to ask this. Now, she's hoping that this woman will be able to get enough money for a one-way ticket. Now, either it's one way, the one thing, the other. I think her miserable behind sat there and purposely wanted to stay in their house. She comes there unexpected and then sits there and pretends like as if, just to cause problems. Because she came here unexpectedly. I thought it was arranged, but they didn't ask. And then you sitting here pretending like you can't buy yourself a ticket and stuff. No, this is more priceless to you. Just troublemaking heifer. So, Peter was just like, the thing was, she just should have had a talk with me, private person, before you were coming. At least give me the heads up. And then, it seemed like a couple seconds later, as soon as we blink our eyes, then she's up here talking about, oh, I thought the problem, well, isn't it that it's sex? That's was something Cynthia and confidence, and that's why Malorie was sitting here and pretending to be like she was so like supportive and everything, because her behind sat there to get information out, sitting with her trust. Because there are people who sit here and be nice to you just so they can backstab you later. That's sad. There's people go as far as being nice just to get some out somebody, or just to bring up their face for negative purposes, and that she is one of them people. Okay. So she sits here and brings it up, and here Peter and them were talking about, no, it has nothing to say, it's deeper than that. I guess they all into this. He's shocked. I'm surprised Peter didn't go and leave out Tech out the room, because that was crossing the line. And then they're sitting here talking about some, they were saying it, like Cynthia admitted they haven't really still been having sex, and Cynthia had to remind him when they first got married, wasn't about like 2 years ago, something like that or whatever. Just read my workshop. That's one of my subscribers who usually comments. But it's been like, well, almost 2 years now or whatever, and she's talking about something to get ready. I'm good. That old Cynthia is gonna be back, and because she was saying like how she used to ask for so much, he thought he was being used for sex, but he's thinking, I don't know how it's been so long since he was saying it's been a long time, whatever. And even now, since she's healed, she still does not, and she admits it's not because of health, like physical health reasons from the surgery, fibroids, anything. She admitted that I technically only married you out of rebellion, and you sold me a dream and stuff like that. I'm miserable. I'm depressed about you, but depressed being with you. So in other words, that's going to affect your sex life. If you mad, to the point, if you so mad at a person, whatever. I mean, this is sometimes, but eventually, when there's so many problems, it takes the toll out of a lot of fun things that usually should be sex. I'm sorry, if y'all agree, but I'm just saying it shouldn't. It sh- yeah, so a lot of it is she don't want to have sex with him because she resents his ass. So if you could go somewhere with that, then gonna sit here, you can get ready. I mean, how long you gonna get ready? Another damn 5 years? Girl, bye. And sitting there, I would have been. And why did she even take the time to check? Miss, Miss, I use the black towel sometimes, supposedly troublemaking behind. I mean, I would have called the mom so quick to come get her, or there are extended stays and stuff that area. Am I correct? Whatever. So quick note, and Candy was in. I think they were in the loft or wherever the heck they were having it at. Or wherever her new building is, where she got everything, recording studio, dance studio, whatever her new building, Candy's building. And her and Todd are so married now. She got her choreographer. She with musical. She admits that Todd knows how to do stuff like this for producing and everything else too. So that's why she definitely wanted to get him on board. And she just let her know, like, it's good that you want to put people on, make sure you eat, but don't make sure you get people just to get them just because you know them, okay? That's like having somebody sing at somebody's wedding and know darn well that they sound like a dog that has been caught in the bear trap, okay? You just don't do that to people just to be hiring them just because you know them type of thing, okay? If they have the expertise in the area, yeah. But, that's why he was just saying to her was like, I guess she has invested. That's the problem, is she's just hooking people up with jobs, and, or certain assignments or whatever, and paying them. And he said you have to go around and we have to you have to fix stuff that you already messed up, because you're just basically like giving people jobs or hook up jobs just because you know them or whatever, and they don't know what the heck they're doing. So you're paying double for the thing you could have paid one price for. So this girl who's already overwhelmed with the whole bomb issue and stuff like that, and the wedding and everything else, and certain people she's supposed to have a corner as far as coming to wedding stuff, just taking a toll on her, whatever. So that's that, and she should start crying, because around that time also Todd said he was just gonna go for an interview because they were offering this job that's like 6 months and stuff like that, and it's 5 countries around the world type of thing. She begins to cry. And one thing I noticed is how she was crying, acting like she was surprisingly like Todd hasn't taken jobs like this before. But didn't y'all meet when he was on Simon in Africa? Besides also her being in a music group and having an entertainment job, so you do have to leave home a lot and stuff like that. Usually get your coins, or relocate out of your home state. I'm just saying, it's a lot of sacrifice and adjustments you have to do in most cases. Okay. So as far as when she met Todd, he was on Simon. He went to Africa. I'm just saying they were out of North America. Okay, Africa. Okay, I think weren't in particular South America. I forgot, y'all. But I'm just saying that she met him. She didn't meet him in here. She met him over there. Okay, so I mean he was on Simon then, and he was out of the country. So this is not the first time Todd, and probably done a couple times when they met each other, has done assignments where they, he's been, state to state, continent to continent, not condiments. You heard about that. Y'all seen that Twitter with that woman talking about there's, there's condiments instead of saying condiments, continents. I'm sorry, y'all know but I'm just saying he's been around probably a couple times worldwide. Just a few times maybe here and there, having a job that he has. So it requires him occasionally travel abroad, right? Am I using my term? But travel across, in and out of state or out of the country. So, but she's just so overwhelmed. He's just like, okay, I'm just gonna see about the job. So they just kind of leave it there. She's saying now they fight about the most stupidest things a lot of times, stuff like that, or argue, whatever the case is, whatever. But he does, I think, ends up staying, or at least he was there, because remember we seen him on Thick in the Water. He was there with Candy, with Jewel and all them. And then I think 1 or 2 months ago he was with Candy at the premiere, where Phaedra and Apollo appeared for their play, which I heard before when I went to watch the Force and Watch channel. It's doing very well, so they're going to probably do it nationwide soon. So, anyways, we cut to that scene. Now let's hear for the last part. because I think I covered about everything. We got, of course, Cynthia's using the agency, they're the building, whatever, they put them have, as far as having these customers, about what, 20 women still continue so they can buy bracelets or possibly buy bracelets. And first, I think Kenya comes in, of course, Nene brings in Monique with a Y, Silent Y, whatever her name is, Miss Irrelevant in Soldier. so, then Kenya arrives. Oh, I forgot to mention that she's had the supposed Bentley when they had Cynthia and Nene arrived at the house, and she because she drives a Range Rover, and supposedly she has a Bentley too from Prince Akeem. And I swear she got that name and was watching Coming to America, and that's the first name she came to mind. And I truly do believe that car was rented. Okay, so she comes up there because I noticed even when she left this little jury party, whatever you want to call it, her behind was in that range. It was in the Range Rover, not the Bentley. Okay, so she ended up, you got Kenya there, and as usual, she just trying to make her presence known. That she even was asking Cynthia and asking, I think, Mal for a minute about. Kenya was asking Mal about, her staying. It was somehow was just so much going on about. It ends up her even asking about her staying over Cynthia's house and just from expectantly. Mal basically had to tell her like, you don't know me that well. Don't be asking questions like that. Well, which is true. Even though Mal is messy, whatever, Kenya is asking too much because Cynthia's trying to slide aside, tell her like, just calm down, let it be, let it phase. But because Cynthia's the customer's always right. No, there are times where people see that's the mindset. I mean, it's true. Majority of the time, the customer's always right, but it doesn't get right just because somebody's where they spend $1 or $1,000,000 doesn't mean that gives a person the right to mistreat them or anything just because they're buying from the particular person or whatever. And did Kenya buy anything? I'm just saying. So the only thing she was doing was making sure was getting her some more camera time and doing her twirling scene, but it ended up almost a little bit different towards the end. So, anyways, Candy and Phaedra decide they come in together also, and Nene is Monique. And Phaedra and Candy both were kind of looking at Monique and son like, okay, this heifer here, okay. Thirsty, also known as Thirsty's for attention, Monique with a silent Y. But Phaedra was like, I ain't gonna let this stuff phase me and nothing like that. So Candy and Phaedra wish they should never told Kenya anyway, because I was setting up with something. Porsha, of course, was going to be at this event. They sit there and they go, and tell her about Porsha wanting to be a surprise and tell Nene. And I'm thinking, like, did y'all want her to know? Is there something I'm missing here? Or you told Kenya? You shouldn't have told nobody in the first place and paid the post under, but better yet, you're telling Kenya. Why don't y'all just take the bullhorns and tell everybody in the room, okay? Especially since Nene did. So, of course, Kenya twirled her ass around with Nene once she heard it. Because Phaedra went over there talking to Nene about it. She was like, somebody in your neighborhood, you know, or something has moved. And here goes Kenya, twirl, twirl, twirl. Yes, Nene, it is Porsha. And then she just like, twirls back around again. And then Candy ends up telling Porsha when she gets there about this, about this. And then, of course, Nene, of course, has to let everybody know in front of everybody, when Porsha tried to hug, you're a bad friend. You're a bad friend. You're a bad friend. Of course, more camera time on Nene, of course. You're the bad friend. So Porsha already just walked out the room, walked out the side, was actually getting ready to go. But she like, okay, I ain't got time for this, or whatever the case is. I'm already going enough through it as already. So Cynthia goes to walk and calms her down. And Nene, which was kind of similar to like when Cynthia started breaking down about the whole her daughter should be dating issue, have a boyfriend. Then Nene again comes to the side, tries to apologize. Because Porsha's just like, I'm just going through a lot. I'm sorry and stuff like that. I'm not trying to be a bad friend, and I'm going through too much right now. One of them type of things. And Nene's just like, okay, we'll get there, but I'm sorry. And then she again does like she did with Cynthia. Is her way of apologizing, say something very funny, hilarious, because she makes a comment, I guess, about Porsha's behind. It's getting bigger, and then getting bust. But here's the final and best scene. I'm not gonna say best, because I'm not suggesting people do this, but I just was like, if the cameras weren't there, I think we would have heard about this in the news about her somehow being in a lead cast. So when Kenya twirls, she all of a sudden has to leave. Once her work is done, she's going across the street to about to try to cross street bar one, and this one car nowhere. It's coming right, and then all of a sudden they slow down, and she's like, "Thank you." Then also they squirt about to hit her or something, but I guess they noticed the cameras. I think that's the only main reason, might be the main reason why they refrained from hitting her ass and kept going, because they got documentation of proof. So then, as soon as they let her go, Kenya just twirling across the street, literally to get her car. Gosh, and that's how pretty much the episode is. So, okay, y'all hope you have a pleasant week, pleasant night, a pleasant weekend, and I'll definitely see y'all in the next video, which will be Love and Hip Hop, New York season 4. All right, y'all have a lovely night. Take care.